All right, in this video, we're looking at an application of the midpoint formula. So the problem says the midpoint of the line segment from P to Q is 1/2, 5. If P is 3, 5, find Q. So what you want to do here is just kind of set up an equation using the components of the midpoint formula. So for example, they're telling us that the midpoint M is equal to 1/2, 5, right? And remember, that's the x part and this is the y part. So from there, we know the formula for the x part of the midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2. And if that is equal to 1/2 in this example for the midpoint, we can then use the x component of p, which is 3, and plug that in. So we can say, well, 1/2 then should be equal to 3 plus x2 over 2. And then we have a simple equation that we can solve. So if I multiply the left and right hand sides of the equation by 2, I lose the denominators, and I'll have 1 is equal to 3 plus x sub 2. And then we can solve by subtracting 3 from both sides, and we end up with -2 is equal to x sub 2. And so we have the x component of the second point that we're missing. Now we can do the same thing for the y component. So again, it would be y1 plus y2 over 2 is equal to the y component of the midpoint, and we know that answer is 5, right? Because the y here part of the midpoint is 5. Now we also happen to know that the y component of the first point is 5, so we end up having the idea that 5 plus y2 over 2 is equal to 5. And if I multiply both sides by 2, I end up having 5 plus y sub 2 is equal to 10. And then from here, I just solve for y sub 2 by subtracting 5 from both sides. And when I'm done, I end up with the answer, y sub 2 is equal to 5. So we have the xy component of the second point, Q. So that means that the point Q is equal to -2, 5.